Hello, Sagittarius. About time I get to your reading, huh? So we are going to go ahead and do June 2018. Been sitting in your energy for a while. And I kept having the same song repeat over and over in my head. So I'm going to, I normally don't do this during the monthly videos, but I'm going to play a short 1-minute interview about this song, and then we're going to chat. So here it is.
Let's talk about Piece by Piece for a second, because the lyrics of that song.
Yeah.
You know, the guy is leaving her, but someone else is coming to her life.
It was a hard thing for me.
Love that song.
Thank you. It was a very vulnerable song in a sense of like, saying aloud like, yes, I did have help and somebody helped put me back together. You know, I think a lot of people would view that as weakness, but I think it's a strength to trust someone, to do that. But
The line, Kelly, that a man can be kind and a father can stay.
Yeah. Well, and it's my husband, he came in my life and he's, the complete opposite of how my father was. So it was.
How so?
Well, he was present. He wins for being around. That's why I think it's so funny when people try and be so mean in the press. I'm like, once your dad basically is like you're unwanted, you can say anything and it's not going to bother me.
And people have been mean to you, and you seem to handle it.
So, Sagittarius, why this song? What is going on that we are having all of these emotions brought back up? Were they ever really gone? In this song from Kelly Clarkson, Piece by Piece, some of the lyrics are, I traveled 1,500 miles to see you, begged you to want me, but you didn't want to. Sad, you and I both know the pain of abandonment or rejection, especially when it comes from our own parents, doesn't require us to travel 1,500 miles for it to hurt. We are so good at being strong and pretending that we don't give a shit. So if we muster up the courage, even if only to prove ourselves right, and then we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, and we reach out, whether it's by hitting send on the message or picking up the phone and actually, attempting to call them, and it doesn't go well, it still hurts like a motherfucker. It doesn't matter if you drove 1,500 miles or not. And essentially, it's the epitome of years to follow of shitty relationships, not just with others, with ourselves, not feeling good enough, lack of self-respect. Some of the other lyrics that Kelly wrote were how she's tying in her relationship with her husband and says, he loves me. Piece by piece, he restored my faith that a man can be kind and a father can stay. How many of you are single parents, Sag? Me too. How many times has a random person approached you, they strike up a conversation, and the whole time you're asking yourself, what does this person want? Like, why are you talking to me? She goes on to talk about how after she made something of herself in her eyes, that then her father wanted to come back into her life. And she says, but his love isn't free, it has to be earned. And before she became who she is on the level that she is, she didn't have anything. And so she was worthless in his eyes. And you're a fire sign, Sag. We know this. You are resilient and can put on a pretty good front. Can battle it out like some of the best. And that's kind of how Kelly goes out with the song. She says, I fell far from the tree, and she'll never have to wonder her worth because I'm going to put her first. How many times have you felt like you would really love to be put first? How many times do you put yourself first? So, as we work our way through learning how to love ourselves, how to trust that not everyone will leave, and as we work on finding our worth, we can start to understand that we deserve love too, piece by piece. In the overall theme or advice for your guys' reading, you have affirmations deck, 3 cards, and they are positive thinking, gratitude, and forgiveness. I'll start with the positive thinking. And it gives us the idea that if your thoughts were a physical creation, would they be a garden or a weed patch full of thistles and poison oak and creeping Jenny? Be a badass gardener, Sag. Create a garden. Get rid of the weeds. Pluck out those shitty thoughts. And we move into gratitude, where sometimes being the fire sign that we are, and with Sag being the baby of the zodiac, it really sucks when things that you really, really wanted don't go as planned or how you had in mind. But even so, there are still plenty of little things that have went just the way you had hoped and dreamed for. So in the big picture, we will hopefully move into the mindset that everything is just as it should be. And we are thankful that it is the way it is, because it's made every one of you who you are today. And in order to get into that mindset, I think that we have to move on to the next card, which is forgiveness. And there comes a time when we must set our ego aside and our fears aside and admit that it would be more beneficial to forgive than to hold on to this resentment. It doesn't mean that you're kosher with the way things went down. It just means that you're no longer willing or going to allow it to have any control or effect on your life. And along with that, you have to forgive yourself. This thing about abandonment, constantly asking yourself, why am I not good enough? What did I do wrong? If I only would have done this. Bullshit. That's on them. As long as you are being true to you, people can come and go as they please. The ones who are meant to stay will stay. But in every interaction, you will have the benefit of learning a lesson. Your spirit guides have offered Answering the Call and Tracker from my favorite deck, which is the Native Spirit deck. And Answering the Call. Sometimes it's easy to get so wrapped up in our plans or what's not going necessarily right in our eyes, and we forget to stop and just breathe and just live in the moment. Enjoy life for the day that it is. Quit worrying about the tomorrows and be present in the today. Be thankful for the today. And if you've been asking yourself lately when the shit show is going to end or when you should take that leap of faith, well, Sag, you should probably break out your big girl panties because it's right here and right now. That's when. This is the day. This is the day you start living your life and appreciating what you have and knowing that you are not damaged goods. You have so much to offer and people are free to come and go as they please. With Tracker, I just literally love the imagery on these cards. It's like you can get lost in the colors. This one, so I used to be a dispatcher, and we'd have this flight tracker program, and there's a radar, and it shows all of the aircraft in the air flying across whichever area you were looking at. And there's all these little yellow planes. Like, how in the fuck am I supposed to keep track of one little plane when there are thousands of other ones flying all over? They're all different sizes. They all have different call signs. How am I supposed to keep track of this? By not being distracted, that's how. That's why the little magic trick that has the cups, with the ball under it, and then they, switch them all around, and you're like, oh, which one is it under? Fuck, I don't know. I got distracted by the rest of them, or I got distracted by their wrinkles on their hands, or how gross their fingernails were, and totally lost track of which cup it's under. I don't know. So this month, we are going to be mindful that if we can get focused on, we'll see if we can drop this in here. Oh, winning. If we can get focused on our dreams and recognize them when they come along, recognize our accomplishments, give ourselves credit, that things are progressing. We are moving on up. And it's gonna feel really, really good. And it's about fucking time. Moving on to your guys' work and career finance area. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. It's like a pretty big horse, and I don't know. It's the biggest thing in the picture is that big horse. So if we take care of the big things, maybe the little things will just fall into place. Maybe if we are dependable and we don't butt heads with the management at work and we keep our attitude in check, focusing on those things, then all the other little things are just going to fall into place. Knight of Cups. You see how proudly that horse is walking? How straight the knight's back is? Just proper. Be proud. Be proud of yourself. You've accomplished some things. I mean, no matter how you look at it, you've either managed to totally fuck things up, which is, I guess, an accomplishment, but then you've also managed to climb your way back up. Dig yourself out of that hole. Give yourself that pep talk. And then here you are. Totally figuring things out. So, if my camera would stop being an asshole. Alright. Love and romance, relationships, guardian angel, self-criticism. The guardian angel is the card of trust. That your love of a lifetime didn't get hit by a truck, nor is he a double amputee who is trying to walk to get to you. It's just that all things happen in divine timing and you don't get to be in control. So as long as you are making yourself available and you love who you are and you are confident in who you are, they'll show up. You just got to be ready. And a good way to get ready is to get rid of this self-criticism. The card asks you to please be more kind and compassionate to you. So let's be real, Sag. If a coworker or a spouse, some poor random fella at the bar talked to you the way that you talk to yourself, you would not even think twice about laying their ass out. So then why is it okay for you to do it to yourself? You're special and all, but it doesn't make it right. Perhaps you need to release your inner Shaniqua on yourself. Hold your own damn earrings and get after it. Finishing up is your spirit animal. You guys got the whale. I know, you're all thinking, really? A whale? That's my spirit animal. Yes, Sag, whale. Because whales have created their own unique form of communication. They express their individuality through these personalized clicks. One of the sayings is that our sounds hold the rhythm of the universe. Our physical time here on Earth is nothing but a blink. It's like one of those little podunk towns in the middle of the Midwest where you blink and you missed it because there's population 23. It's so short. So use that time to spread your sound. Quit limiting yourself. and create a love that is as deep as the ocean. Piece by piece. Piece by piece, Sag. I hope you guys have a fabulous month. And I will see you again in July. I will not be late as fuck with the reading for July, I promise. I will see you again.